to win this. So we wait to hear from the Biden campaign. Both the campaign and the candidate have expressed confidence that when all the counting is done, that he will win this election.
All right, Tracy, thanks for that. Well, let's just look now into how the political changes in the election could face the UK's trading and business relationship with the United States. I can speak now to Eileen Schofield. She's Vice President of the Greater Birmingham Transatlantic Chamber of Commerce. Eileen, welcome to you. I mean, the assumption is that Biden is going to be keener on a deal with the EU than one with just the UK. Do you agree?
That's the information that we've heard, yes. I think we have to agree with that. Joe Biden has already given his indication as to what he believes his relationship is going to be stronger with. Naturally, we've seen that President Trump has a strong relationship with the UK and, for all intents and purposes, has sanctioned the UK-US trade deal. That benefits the West Midlands significantly. And in signing that agreement, we stand to have the benefit of approximately £6.6 billion each year in exports. So that, for us, would be a very good outcome if that could continue. If Joe Biden takes the presidential role, then that's something that we would like to see happen.
Eileen, we were told earlier this week by Sally Jones, who is the EY trade expert. She told us earlier in the week there weren't that many easy wins to be gained from a US-UK trade deal because both economies are already pretty open. Do you agree?
Well, for the Greater Birmingham Transatlantic Chamber of Commerce, we have a really strong relationship with 23 chapters across the UK and US. So we do a lot of trade through the Transatlantic Chamber of Commerce, and that is very open. But I think the key component to ensuring that trade continues are the tariffs. If there are going to be tariffs imposed, then that could very well have an impact, and it absolutely will have an impact on the finances of the trade and the implications for that trade. And of course, we are hurtling towards Brexit. That could, in fact, be a perfect storm, couldn't it? Joe Biden has already given his indication as to what he sees to be the position with regard to Brexit, and for him, Ireland is a very key component of getting a good Brexit deal, or a Brexit deal with the UK, which he's prepared to work with. So I think there are a lot of components to this. As to whether things will change if President Trump stays in post, which, as we see today, is becoming more and more unlikely. The reality is that we have to be very swift in our negotiations if Joe Biden takes the role.
Eileen, how worried are you about the fact that Boris Johnson is clearly pretty close to President Trump, whereas he doesn't appear to have much of a relationship with Joe Biden? In fact, he was downright disparaging about Barack Obama, to whom Joe Biden was vice president, of course.
Well, it is a worry. The US is a really key partner for trade for the UK, and the reality is that politics will prevail. If Joe Biden becomes president, then we have to expect that Boris Johnson will have a shift. Some might say a further shift, but the relationship has to be the primary component for the purposes of trade around the country and between the two countries. We see that President Trump identifies with Boris as a mini Trump, and maybe some would agree with that. But the reality is that that may well be no longer, and Boris Johnson has to work towards creating a very strong and swift relationship with Joe Biden and to engage with his party.
All right, Eileen Schofield, good to talk to you. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Now, of course, a lot of focus on the other side of the Atlantic right